when you speak to kids, you don't have to put on a monotonous voice because they won't really notice you. So you need to pump up the energy. So good morning, everyone.
Just like an events host.
Yes, just like an events host.
So Kiana, maybe you can share more during that time that you lost your voice. So that's 3 months.
Yes.
What was going through your mind?
Sobrang hirap. For the first week, akala ko I could just rest it out. And then I decided to visit my EENT. And then she advised me to really, if I can, stop talking. If I just stay at home, she advised me to just write down whatever I wanted to say para wala na talagang stress sa voice. So, ayun.
But did you feel what other thoughts were going through your head? Parang, oh no, ano mangyayari sa akin?
Yeah, actually, I had a job interview pa nun during that time.
Okay.
And then, the interviewers couldn't understand what I was trying to say. Sobrang nahirapan sila and ako. And then they thought, ganun talaga yung boses ko. if you're familiar with Froggy from, I think.
Yeah, like the hoarse voice character.
The Little Rascals, yun. Ganon siya talaga. So, akala nila ganon. It was so hard, really so hard for me.
When was this? What year?
2 years ago, 2015. Yeah.
Okay, so hold on with that thought. We'll continue our discussion. We'll be right back.
Ito ang DZRJ 810 AM. A-Try Media, ang himpilan ng bawat Pilipino.
Matienza po. And I'm Pugat Explorer from Davao City, the leading expert in zoology, ecology, and pestology.
Pestology?
That, mate, is the science of exterminating household pests, or what we call peste.
Para sa problema sa taga, ipis, anay at lamok, tawagan ang Mapicon.
5, 6, 7, pest.
Hello?
Mapicon! Help!
Bogart? You're in control with Mapicon.
DZRJ 810 AM. Kayo'y nakikinig sa DZRJ 810 AM. A-Try Media, ang himpilan ng bawat Pilipino. This program is brought to you by A-Try Media Pro Incorporated.
And we're back. Time check. It's 10:22 in the morning. So just reminding all our listeners, we are live over DZRJ 810 AM. Online streaming via www.atrymedia.com. Like us on Facebook, A-Try Media. Follow us on Twitter, A-Try Media. And follow us on Instagram. You guessed it, A-Try Media. You can also send in your questions via our text line or Viber lines. The number is 0939-914-3988. And you can also call us on our hotline 412-0288. So please, we invite everyone who's joining us via Facebook Live. Hi.
Hello, guys.
Yeah, so
Hi.
I think we have some comments, so we'll read that out later. Feel free to greet or if you have any questions as the discussion gets even more heated. So anyway, we're here with the Microphone Club Radio Show, and we're talking about health and fitness. So before the break, Kiana was sharing what she went through because she lost her voice for 3 months, and for someone who makes a living off of your voice, that would be really tragic. Did you expect it to last that long?
No. Kasi usually, that lasts for 2 weeks, diba?
Yes.
So, I didn't expect it to last for 3 months. Sobrang tagal.
When, during the 3 months, kailan ka nagpa-check sa ENT?
Second week pa lang. Kasi that's not normal for me na nung second week, super wala pa rin siya talaga.
Yeah, so so a tip for anyone who uses their voice for a living, your ENT will be your best friend.
Yes.
Actually, recently I also visited an ENT, and interestingly enough, something I learned was that even when you whisper,
Yes.
it
Yeah.
takes a lot of effort.
Effort.
It takes as much effort. So it's not about just toning down the volume of your voice.
Speaking.
It's really stopping speaking. At that time, I had to stop. I had to take a leave from work because you can't avoid talking to people,
Yeah.
right? So the only way you can rest your voice is to just stay on your
Stay home.
stay home and make muni.
Maybe kaya rin tumagal siya ng 3 months because I had a day job noon eh. So every day I still talk. Kahit gano'n na siya kalala, I think it worsened. So.
Yeah. So you never really had that time
Yeah.
to do full rest.
Rest,
Yeah.
yes.
So Jill, maybe you can share. You've had a lot of students, I'm sure, who've had their own fitness journeys. Can you share any inspiring stories or how
Yeah.
you've seen your students develop through your instruction?
Yes, I have this one student. When she tried my class, she was above 50 years old na. And I remember teaching her a snake arm, which I'll show you right now. So
Okay.
this is a snake arm.
Okay, so for those tuning in sa radyo, para ma-describe
Yun.
yan?
So
A wave.
the arm goes up joint by joint, shoulder, elbow, wrist, and then pababa. So para siyang snake. If you alternate it, then it looks like this. Anyway, nagulat siya at nagulat din ako because during the class, she told me she never realized that she couldn't even rotate her she couldn't rotate her elbow to lift it up because the elbow is normally lower. So when you do this step, you have to lift. Sige, try nyo. Try nyo na.
Nakakahiya ba?
Yeah. Okay lang yan. Nandito na ako eh. Ayun. So you lift the elbow and then she realized she was that stiff. And now she's dancing, she's doing yoga. She's one of the most limber people I've ever known. But it took her matagal. Like
Wow.
more than 5 years. And regular exercising. So meaning, if you put your mind to it, kaya. Yun nga lang, some people take longer than others. So you just don't compare yourself with your neighbor and say, bakit sa kanya,
Yes.
isang turo lang kaya na niya? Because we're all different.
So it's really
So-
about motivation.
And persistence.
So consistency, motivation. So for example, Karen, in your case, what was your motivation to be able to improve your habits if you were having bad habits or overusing your voice at the time?
When we talk about bad habits, I actually don't have any vices, or I don't sleep very late, and I don't smoke and I don't drink a lot.
Okay.
So I was motivated to take care of my voice because it was something that I use every day. And when you think about the people that you are teaching, or when in hosting, when you're talking to the audience or the guest, of course you would love to express yourself and make the event really meaningful for the groom, or for the bride and groom. So it motivated me to become a better person, because if you take care of yourself, the people will appreciate you taking care of yourself. And it, as simple as taking care of our voice, nagsisimula na rin dun eh. It begins with a simple step.
So let's talk about taking care of your voice. So for example, Yukiana, what are the specific things you do now to take care of your voice?
Well, I make sure I drink lots of water, as in lots. Hindi ko alam bakit hindi ako kumuha ng
Para
water
wala
bottle,
siyang
but-
lalang water.
Yeah. Pero yun. I
Kota ka na
drink-
for today.
Sorry.
Kota ka na sa
Oo
water
nga,
for
sige.
today.
Naka-10 na siya. At 10 a.m., 10 glasses na.
I don't know with you, but Pepakwa works for me. I dilute Pepakwa with warm water. So.
I have a question.
Okay.
Doc, kunyari
Grabe.
may doctor tayo dito. Never, avoid cold water, tama ba?
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted
But
That's
I
from a
still
someone
singer.
to tell
From a
me.
singer's, ano.
I still eat ice cream and chocolates, unlike other singers. Ako, minsan, I still eat ice cream. Pero yung cold water, since water lagi nating iniinom, yun, as much as possible,
Just
room temp.
room temperature.
So aside from water, what else can we do? And incidentally, I think our producer, Pocholo De Leon Gonzalez, he also has a lot of tips on how to
take care of the
how
voice.
to take care of your voice. So what other tips would you recommend other than
Since
drinking water?
I always have gigs. Syempre, late ako. I sleep late. I make sure to still get enough sleep.
So what's enough sleep for you?
8 hours.
Wow,
Usapan natin yung sleep na yan.
8 hours, such a luxury. So how many
Yes.
times a week do you perform? almost every night?
There are weeks that I sing every night
Wow.
or 5 times a
So
week.
you still get 8 hours of sleep.
Yes.
Pag-usapan din natin yung sleep because it is part of fitness
And
and,
very
health.
important.
Kasi, that's one of my vices. As in, I love sleeping. When I was younger, it made me feel guilty. Because alam mo naman, parents natin, they'd say, meaning if you sleep a lot, it equates to laziness.
Yes.
Medyo. But then as I got older, I realized some people need more sleep than others. So my record-breaking longest sleep ever in my life, 20 hours.
Wow.
Na-shock din ako nun. I slept at 4 p.m. thinking that I would wake up for dinner. Akala ko talaga it was just a nap. I woke up the next day around 1 p.m. or 12 noon. So na-shock din ako na I missed out the whole night and morning of the next day.
Were you very
20 hours.
tired?
I was very tired
Okay.
because we had a concert sa school, a dance concert. So I was bruised up and everything, very, very tired. Pero yun, I mean, that's how I recharge. I sleep more than I eat.
That's your...
So
Yeah,
that's what
that's
made
how
the
I-
body of Jill, no?
Maybe. But
I think I need to sleep some more to have your body, right? But, you know, what it says is you really have to listen to your body.
Yes.
I think that's one thing I learned. You have to listen to your body. I actually I do yoga. So sometimes you have this poses or postures that you can do today, but yesterday you
Yeah.
could. Wag niyong pilitin. So I guess it's the same logic as your voice, right? Or if your body tells you that today I
You need to
need more
rest.
sleep, because you have to honor your body and what your body's telling you to do.
yeah, I think that's the best advice talaga. Because we're all different. So pag nangangawit na to, wag mo nang gamitin ng gamitin. Don't go to the gym anymore for that day. Rest mo muna. Because
I'm
it's
sure-
telling you something.
Yeah, and I'm sure you've seen a lot of your students, Jill,
Injuries.
they overexert themselves. I mean, I myself, I went to the gym once, or recently I went to the gym 20 days straight.
What?
So what happened?
And then I really got burned out. I really got
And
burned out.
sore.
And not just sore, but you get overwhelmed by fatigue.
Okay.
And then that was the point that you had to listen to your body and stop. So I stopped for a week, and then when I came back, I was totally better. But you could avoid that by having regular rest, whether it's working out or singing or dancing. The rest is very important, right?
Yeah. Anna, can I just share the night that I lost my voice? Morning on, I knew that I was gonna get sick. But syempre, I wanted to be professional. I can't just skip the gig. I still went, and of course, I gave my best. And then after that, I kind of regretted it because, ayun nga, binawi siya for 3 months.
Siya yung trigger,
Yeah.
yung night na yun.
So you thought you were just going to you just felt sick, but I bet you never thought that you could go all the way and lose your voice for that long. Had you known, I doubt that you
Yeah.
would have you would have gone to your gig that night,
Yeah.
right?
But then, balikan natin yon. I think it's very hard to cancel gigs, di ba?
Yes.
True,
For us
true.
professionals, it's
Yes.
like,
Nakahiya. For the
it
last
breaks our
minute.
heart to do that to the client. Kaya, how do you
Prevention.
Prevent that.
It's really prevention. That's why that's why we're talking about this topic
Yeah.
now, because you really have to take care of yourself, not just for your own livelihood, but for your clients, because they're counting on you. Imagine if
yeah.
they really planned an event around you as their host or you as their talent, as their performer, and suddenly you call them in the morning, sorry, I'm not
I
ready.
can't go.
I mean,
I'm
that's
sick.
that's really crushing,
Yeah.
right? So why don't we check Facebook? Let's see who we have tuned in and see the comments. Maybe we can. Okay, here we go. Yeah. So maybe you'd like to greet Jill. Who do you have?
Yes, of course.
greeting
We
of
would
the night?
like to greet 2 of our TMC core members. Nag-celebrate sila ng birthday just
Yeah.
just a few days back. Miss Ann Kyoge and Mr. Anthony Bilaro. So
Happy
Happy birthday!
Anne and Anthony.
Yeah, Tony and mga beshi namin.
Beshi talaga.
Beshi. Okay, so let's see. We have here. Oh, we have comments. We have people watching us live.
Hello.
Good morning, Miss Vet. And
Morning, Miss
Hi,
Beth.
Miss
Good morning, Miss Vet.
Hello.
Randy, Marge. Shout out to Edu. Who else is here? Aga. Chops, my former office mate. Frank, who's also on Call
Yes.
Center Radio. So thank you for tuning in.
Hi, Frank.
Yeah. And Presley. So good morning.
Vay is also watching. Hi, Vay. He's our batchmate from
yes.
the Fundamentals of
Oh,
Hosting.
okay,
Daddy
great.
Vay from Boracay.
From Boracay.
Mhm.
So if you have any questions about for our guests about how they can preserve your voice and your health, feel free to jump in the conversation. So maybe I wanna go back again to the time before you lost your voice, Kiana, because it's a very interesting. It's what you don't realize it.
Yeah.
You don't realize it. You live your life with this kind of a lifestyle, and that's the effect. You will lose your voice, and you lose your income,
Livelihood,
your
yeah.
livelihood. So what other bad habits what was your lifestyle like at that time?
Well, I think I told you it was December. So, every night siya talaga. I was so busy. Bukod doon, when you have gigs kasi and your friends come over, syempre, nandyan na yung, you drink a little, like, like Joy.
How little is a little?
And
then-
masama yun sa voice kasi I think it's so drying, the alcohol. That's what I don't do now during gigs.
Okay.
So you don't drink anymore?
Yes.
Water
during
lang?
gigs. Yes. Even cold drinks during gigs, I don't.
I didn't know alcohol. So alcohol dries
Yes.
your throat.
Mhm.
Okay, so why do all these singers keep on drinking?
I don't know, or baka sensitive lang yung throat ko masyado. But for
Or
me,
Baka overwork din yung throat niya.
Or maybe hindi pa nila nararamdaman sa ngayon. Like what happened to Kiana. Siyempre, nag-build up lang yun. And then, na-strain na yung throat. And then, eventually, nagkaroon na ng, ng mas malalang
but that's
effect.
what my ENT also advised me kasi avoid muna alcohol. Or
Coffee.
anything na may caffeine, yeah.
So at that time, how many hours of sleep were you getting?
Around 5 to 6 because I had a day job during that time. So, sabay yun.
Do you still have a day job now?
No, but see, when you have your day job, you're also exerting your voice.
Yeah.
Right? So it's double. You can't just say, I'll cut down on my gigs because you still have your day job. And your
Yeah.
day job is like the whole day you're talking
Yeah.
to your office mates or to colleagues,
Clients, yes.
clients. So it never stops. Right? So for example, you, Karen, was as a teacher. As a teacher, how do you manage?
When I was teaching in college, I can't help myself to shout because you know college
Unruly.
kids.
Mga unruly ba sila?
Nagagalit ka sa kanila?
Yes.
Sample
hindi
nga.
lang halata.
Oo eh.
Kasi I've left that behind. I
Okay.
tried not to shout as much as possible.
What subject were you
Ikaw yung
teaching?
lugi.
What subject were
Usually
you teaching?
general education. So
Okay.
English, and then of course the major subjects in psychology. So usually the classrooms are big and the students are around 30 to 40 in a class. So you just need to project your voice. I can really vividly remember me presenting a class in psychology and really modulating my voice just
Booming voice na
yes,
talaga.
na hindi na masyadong hindi na healthy.
Yeah.
Kasi nagkakaroon talaga ng strain. And imagine I have class from 7 a.m. Siguro around 5 nagkakaroon pa ako ng class.
Alam mo, minsan, gusto ko na mag-invest ng megaphone.
Yes,
para
that's really
everywhere.
helpful.
You know, you're
Everywhere.
Like, everywhere. Kasi,
Or sometimes
Well,
they
you don't
have that what
know.
they use in like the department stores, the little PA
yeah,
systems.
like ikakat nyo lang po ng maraming lilit na slices tapos mo.
Yeah, the little
Parang ganon.
PA system because at least it doesn't strain your
Totoo.
voice. So really, but I would think there's some technique, right, to be
Yes.
able to modulate, and because you can't avoid it, it's part of your job. But I mean, I know you teach Zumba, right?
Yeah.
So I remember you were telling me that you should be able to teach a class without saying a word or without.
Yes.
Can you share more about that?
Well, communication, how do you say this? When you teach, it's also a way of communicating.
Yes.
So there's visual. When I teach people on how to teach group exercise classes, I tell them you have to teach as if all your students are deaf. So you need the visual cues to go
Okay,
this
yes.
way, that
Because the
way,
music is
cut
loud.
from the top, and imagine that they're also blind. So you have to say those words like where the wall meets the ceiling, toward the back, at your 5 o'clock.
directional,
Yeah, so-
directional cues.
So, and I remember when I was new to teaching Zumba, I couldn't speak and dance at the same time. Well, I guess stamina-wise, kulang pa. But now, I can. So, medyo lumakas ako. At the same time, I guess I can project my voice more because I still have to speak even though we say it's just a dance class, but we still have to go, come on, guys! Sorry, malakas. But, come on, guys! Move your hips! So, I would still need to kind of shout some phrases a bit here and there.
Yeah, because my experience would be different because when you're teaching a group exercise class, you're speaking on top of the music,
Yes.
right? I would teach a yoga class in a very, very quiet and calm room, and I was sharing, my voice when I teach yoga is very, very different because you can
The
hear
bedroom
yourself.
voice.
You can hear yourself. Plus, people want to be calm, so you can't stress them out and say, "Raise your arms." You really have to modulate and exude that aura
calmness,
of calmness in your voice.
So medyo monotonous, which is the opposite of if you're a preschool teacher, it should just be, and now as we slowly.
Yeah, well, not exactly monotonous because there's some movements that you need to stress on. So medyo may konting voice dynamics na when it gets there, right? So, and it's about also controlling your breathing. I learned, when you speak now, you have to, the diaphragm is like your best friend, learning how to control it and
The
modulate.
supportive diaphragm.
Yeah. Especially with you
Yeah,
as
singers.
a teacher. I can't imagine.
Teach me later, ha?
Sure.
Diba? Tapos teach kita ng belly
Dancing, why not?
Yan.
When I sing, I think Kiana can relate. You need to warm up your voice first. So there's the sirens, yung mga pa-sing-song na ganyan. And then I think there's another one in voice modulation na you would have to warm up your throat para mag-open up, and then
Pwede
the
bang
face.
mag-sample? Okay lang ba, Ana?
Of course, yes.
Because
so we can show what a healthy voice sounds
Like,
like.
you can do that
Kiana,
for
how-
us,
how
Ate
would
Joy.
you
Ako
warm
kasi,
up?
This is the
I
only
warm up.
time that, we can actually see and
Ate Joy
ask
can do
and-
that for us.
Come on,
Ako
Ate
kasi,
Joy.
they tell me, speaking itself, or talking, kung madaldal ka before you sing, that's a warm-up itself. So,
Oh, that's your
just what
way
I
of,
do.
okay.
That's
I
your.
understand.
So how about you? Because you're educated, formally educated in singing. So how would be an effective way to warm up? Because I would think like muscles because I work
Yes.
out, right?
The support. You need to have a very
Strong core.
core.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really look like I have a strong core, but in singing you will develop that eventually. Look at Frenchie D, how she carries and belts out the high notes or between Escalante. So you could imagine how they're
built.
yes.
No, but I can
Inside,
really
yeah.
imagine that. And I always say I have abs. It's just somewhere
Deep down inside.
down inside. As you can have a strong core and not have rock hard abs as long as you know it's there, right? And you know how to control and engage it. So
if you don't warm up or vocalize, it's one of the big no-nos in singing. It's like exercising or dancing
Without the
without
warm-up.
stretching.
Yeah.
But can you, yes, excited now sa sample.
sample ng
The
warm up.
usual vocalization we do is the me and then
There you
that
go.
scales up and then
Pataas
down.
ng
So
pataas.
depende rin kasi usually kung ano yung range mo. And then there's the sirens nga yung the siren yung for example, love, ganun. So it's not really
Wow.
perfect what I did. Pero it's something like that. Yung mga ng sound, ganun. So you really have to open
Kasi yung
this.
tongue, because the tongue is a muscle.
Yes.
So you need to make it limber before you go out and sing or speak.
Like Kiana, I can relate that you speak a lot before you sing. When I was teaching, when I had a student that would compete on a competition, inter-school competition, pag unang kanta, she would really have a hard time hitting the high notes. Pero eventually, siguro, na-stretch na
na-stretch
kasi.
na.
Oo. So, yun yung isa rin siguro, one of the things that we can consider.
And I think it's a balance of practice, technique, and again, learning not to overstrain
Yes.
yourself. So again, it's going back to knowing your limits,
Listening
right?
to your body.
Kasi if habang nagpa-practice ka, it's a muscle, right? The muscles you use in in speaking or singing, you have to develop that, right? So for example, Jill, have you had any students where you really saw the difference in just by virtue of their sheer practice, not because of their talent or anything, but just because of their sheer determination?
Yes. I have a group of belly dancers. We're called the Goddesses of Belly Dance, and 80% of them, they have no dance background. They never danced in school. I even have one core member who's really, really one of the best ones I have. Her name's Christine. She was telling me during high school, she was so thin, and then she looked so awkward dancing with the dance troupe, and they would laugh at her because she wouldn't be on time to the beat of the music. So yun, just because they keep practicing and they learn to listen to the music, to the belly dance songs, and they learn the nuances and the style of belly dance, it could happen. You know, you just really have to. Sinasabi ko nga, you have to believe in yourself because other people won't.
Yes.
Because their job is to discredit you or to judge you or to say that you can't do it. But you can't listen to them kasi ikaw ang talo. So you just have to say, kaya ko, and I'm gonna show you, just wait. It might take a few months, years, but then, you know, you really just have to believe in yourself.
So Jill, let me move over to the more aesthetic area of fitness, meaning your weight. And so how important is it for a fitness instructor, for example, to be fit yourself? Right?
Honestly, for me, fitness is, how do you say this? You can't, there's no one, help me. There's no
criteria.
There's no one criteria, because I know of some instructors who are heavier boned, but they're really strong, stamina-wise, muscles. So, I guess you just have to find the right teacher for you, because different teachers teach differently. Ako, talker ako eh. So I would really explain to the students how every movement is done. And maybe some students just want to follow and not listen to any of the words that I say, because during their day job, there's too much words. They just want to dance. So I might not be the best teacher for them. But my point is, I don't want to base people's physical appearance because it doesn't equate to their
capability,
physical health. Because I could be really healthy, very thin, and I could be really healthy, a bit chubby.
Yeah, like I'd like to share. So I actually used to weigh how many?
Yeah, we saw the picture.
Pounds more. I think we can flash it on the screen.
How many pounds more? How many pounds more?
We can flash it on the screen what I used to look like before. So for everyone looking at Facebook who isn't following, to people who aren't following me yet, so that's how I used to look before. That was just in November actually. And then the other picture was just last week at the gym.
Grabe.
Yeah. So, but at that time, I couldn't say that even if you're big or overweight, that it doesn't affect your health, because it really did. My cholesterol, my blood pressure, everything, my blood sugars borderline, everything was bad. So this was about 2 years ago. I had my last checkup. Bagsak lahat talaga. To the point that I almost wasn't accepted into my job, because they said you have to take a pre-employment exam, right? And they said, oh, you need additional clearance because you have a lot of health issues. But anyway, we have to go to a break. It's 10:48. We'll be right back and we'll continue the conversation.
Ito ang DZRJ 810 AM H-Rai Media, ang himpilan ng bawat Pilipino.
Whoa, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. This is the greatest day of my life. Okay, there's Captain America. Whoa, who's that new guy?
On the roost!
Gotta go.
You have 576 blood sugar combinations.
Ricochet whip! That was awesome.
I think with a little more mentoring, I could be a real asset to the team.
Here we go.
Do you know him too?
Gusto ko siya. Wow. Kita ni Pimio.
Welcome to Maldives!
Try Media, ang himpilan ng bawat Pilipino. Kayo'y nakikinig sa DZRJ 810 AM. Try Media, ang himpilan ng bawat Pilipino. This program is brought to you by Try Media Pro Incorporated.
And we're back. It's 10:49 a.m. and you are tuned in to the Microphone Club Radio Show. Incidentally, the Microphone Club Radio Show is powered by Creative Voices and Pochology Academy. Creative Voices Productions is the leading voiceover services company in the Philippines. We have produced thousands of voiceovers for commercials, dubbed anime and telenovela, video games, audiobooks, video presentations, and many more. It's the home of the first and only voice acting school in the country, the Philippine Center for Voice Acting, which has produced over 1,000 graduates since 2005. We can claim that 90% of the voice artists, hosts, broadcasters, and voiceovers in the Philippines are graduates of this school. Pochology Academy is a training organization with a mission to inspire, motivate, and empower Filipinos towards greatness, excellence, and success. We offer trainings, workshops, and team-building programs to schools, companies, and all types of organizations to help individuals unlock their potential and become the best version of themselves. Creative Voices Pochology Academy were founded by Pocholo the Voice Master Gonzalez, the most recognized voice artist in the Philippines. He's a veteran radio broadcaster, internationally awarded youth advocate, author, highly sought-after voice director, trainer, and motivational speaker. He is also one of the co-founders of the Microphone Club. So good morning to Sir Choi. He's actually here in the studio.
Thank you for being here.
Good morning.
Yeah, so thank you for the support. So once again, going back, where was I?
Yes. About your journey.
Oh, my journey.
Yeah, this
It's kind
time.
of odd. So now I have to talk about my journey,
Yes,
right?
we want to know about you.
Yeah, so I went through so let's start around November, going back to the
That
picture.
picture.
Maybe you can show the picture
That
again.
red.
Yeah, you know,
Red and blue.
it's funny, you know, when you're that big, you really don't think you're big. You never my problem was I had a positive body image. And that becomes a problem because you never think
At some point, yes.
you never think that there's a problem, right? You just keep on going and say, "Oh, I'm fine. I have
I
clothes
feel
that
great."
fit. I feel great." You know, I go buy 2XL, 3XL clothes. It fits, so I look good. But then there's a trigger, and there's always a trigger until someone said, "You know, you're not so." I mean, there are other girls who are thinner than you, and it really hits your self-esteem.
What was your trigger?
My trigger?
Yeah, let me.
My trigger
Yes,
is
I
a
wanna know.
controversial trigger. No. Someone told me, because I went through a sad time. So I ended the one relationship, and someone said, "Oh yeah, buti na lang yung mas okay yung girlfriend ngayon ng ex
Yung
mo
pinalit.
kasi pinalit
Oh, no.
kasi payat siya."
So yun ang basehan.
Oo, kasi pumunta silang beach. So sabi, ikaw ba, na-imagine mo, Ana, sasamahan ka sa beach, ganyan itsura mo?
Sino tong friend na to? Friend mo pa ba siya?
No, but really, that last statement was actually by a good friend of mine. And that's really what I needed to hear. Because it was the truth. And sometimes you have to have the truth smack in your face. So,
By
masakit.
a good friend.
By a
That's
good
better.
friend with good intentions, not meant to make you feel bad, but just to make you realize what was right in front of you. So I went through a sad, like a semi-depressive, not really clinically depressive, but a semi-depressive state. So hindi makakain, wala kang gana. And then I just woke up and said, hey, I lost na pala 8 pounds just from reducing my intake. Pagkain lang pala, no? So because they say 80% of weight loss is because of your diet.
Yes.
Only 20% is through exercise. So when I had that first boost and I said, "Ooh, I lost a bit of weight. Maybe ituloy-tuloy ko na to."
Okay.
So there was a gym that opened near our house.
Serendipitous moment na yun.
Yes, may promo kasi
Founding member.
founding member of a gym where
Yes.
Jill also teaches. So of a chain of gyms. So I signed up. And I took it from there. You know, I really see it as a blessing because I had a very supportive trainer. I also realized, because some people, they go to the gym, magta-treadmill lang, zumba, papakyut doon.
Walang goal.
Walang goal. But then, I really needed someone to give me that push, and I was very blessed to have a trainer who was very, very, very pushy. And that was the kind of motivation I needed. It was a non-negotiable that we needed to train 3 times a week, and I was building muscle. So sooner or later, you start celebrating these small wins. Suddenly, the pair of pants becomes loose, and tutuloy-tuloyin mo na kasi you get so encouraged. You know, I was looking through my Instagram feed. I realized that I have over 3,000 posts on Instagram, and I was looking. Siguro if you look at my posts like from a year before, I hardly had any photos of myself. Well, you know,
Diba?
yeah, I hardly had any photos of myself because I said, ew, parang naasiwa ka sa itsura mo.
At ngayon, araw-araw may selfie.
I know. Well, you know, there are issues about that selfie. People say, you know, it's a narcissistic thing. But if you're going through a healing phase, sometimes it helps for you to see where you are at a certain point.
And celebrate
in your
the
life.
success that you
Celebrate the
had.
success.
And magbutt in lang ako ng konti. For me, a selfie, if it can inspire just even one person into exercising because she saw your journey, then it's all worth it. That one selfie.
Yeah.
Uy, kaya pala ni Ana, baka try ko din.
Actually, I really was at that point that you think wala ka ng pag-asa. So I would think, wala na akong pag-asa. I could only buy clothes from 4 stores. And you know, after maybe just 2-3 months into going to the gym, because I was building muscle. So one very practical tip I'd like to share with everyone listening is that when you exercise, you really have to build muscle. Because when you build muscle, it's muscle that burns fat.
Yeah.
So it's a balance of your good diet, smart diet. I never did any of those
crash or
fad diets with fancy names.
Okay.
People ask me, so what did you do diet-wise? Number 1, I quit sugar. I quit all types of sugar. Well, now I'm kind of back on it, obviously. But at the start, which is when you really need it, I quit all sugar, not even in coffee. So nothing sweet, not even fruit. Because I wanted to kill that sensation of sweetness. So I was just drinking water
and
or
sugar
coffee.
is addicting too.
Yes.
That's the reason why we're hooked.
And interestingly enough, when I quit sugar, I realized that it had a good effect on my mood. I didn't have as many
lethargic.
cravings, because you don't have that sugar crash at the end of the day. So it's very nice, yeah.
How about rice, Anna?
Oh, people ask me about rice all the time. So I did calorie counting. So I just downloaded any of those free apps where you record.
Yes.
It's about being aware of what you put into your body. So I would record, and I realized if you eat, because I was at maybe 1,500 calories a day with exercise. So what I would do is I would have maybe 3 meals. I would have 3 meals of rice, just a regular cup of rice, not even half cup, not even brown rice.
So you don't starve yourself?
I don't starve myself, but I just have 1 cup of rice and ulam. Tinola, adobo, no bacon or, you know, something that, no processed meat. So just anything home-cooked food 3 times a day and you'll be fine.
Usually, yung sinabi nga ni Kiana na crash diets or yung mga fads, yun yung nagre-result ng yo-yo na weight eh. So you lose some and then you gain it back twice pa. So you would just regret na magka-crash diet ka ulit. So it's a deadly cycle.
Yeah. And I think that's important for me is that, for example, I post pictures, right? So anyway, if anyone wants to follow me, I have a Facebook page. Strong is the New Sexy by Anna David.
Yes.
And
very inspirational.
It's inspirational. So that is my hashtag. So what I do is it helps me check where I am. so that you don't fall back into that yo-yo
Yeah.
kind of a cycle. Like I weigh, some people don't recommend it, but I do weigh myself every single day. Because I know, because suddenly marami ka lang nakain the day before, and you have to trigger that panic button because you have to be so aware of where you are, and you don't want to go back to that place.
And for some people who are just beginning their journey in weight loss or becoming fit, because it's not really about weight loss.
Yes.
It's kind of rewarding losing 0.1,
Yeah,
0.2 when you see it lower the numbers
Parang
going
you get more
down.
motivated.
Yes.
But I think the one that really struck me was when I did my physical exam, my medical checkup. I compared it to my results from 2 years ago. Everything. It was a drastic improvement. Meaning you wouldn't have thought that that it was the same person.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just weight. I think it's also because you build muscle, you're strong, you feel better, you're eating
The happy
healthier.
hormones.
You're eating healthier, and people say, "Oh, you're so smiley, you're so glowing." You know, it's true because it's
Totoo
holistic.
yan. Yeah.
Yes, it's true.
From within.
After
When I first saw-
exercise.
when I first saw Anna during the workshop, yung face niya, it was really
Hindi
Ay, yung
makeup ko yun.
highlighter yun.
blooming.
Makeup ko lang yun.
Yes.
Highlighter pala.
Oh.
Hindi, tsaka minsan, in the morning when I wake up, I feel lethargic. Ayun. And then, I know that I have to teach a class. So after the class, I end up feeling happier than when I was starting out. So it really helps you, you know. So at the same time, I would like to add to that information about the muscle. You might weigh heavier just because you're building muscle.
Yeah,
So
that's
don't
true. Don't panic.
Yeah, so don't
There-
panic and
yes.
don't base it on the pounds
There are
again.
weighing scales that measure all of it, the fat, the
Wow.
muscle, the bone mass.
Galing, no?
Yes. So you could monitor it through that. So weighing yourself and basing it through that doesn't really give you enough information. So if you really want kung hardcore or kakareading mo
Kasi,
talaga siya,
yeah.
that would be beneficial.
Because muscle burns calories even at rest. So you build muscle so that even at work, if you're doing your day job,
It's doing
meron
its
pa rin
job.
nangyayari.
Yeah, so speaking of burning calories, for example, I use a gadget. I wear a gadget that measures your steps, your
Yes.
calories
And it
burned.
helps.
So whenever, I won't say what brand, but there are a lot available. So it helps me because like when I have a gym session, my trainer would say, "Okay, how many calories did we burn today?" And it
One
measures my
second.
heart rate throughout the day, because the general principle is you have to burn more than you
You take
Intake.
in.
more than you consume. So, on the days that you know you didn't do anything and just sitting around, then wag kang kumain masyado.
Yes.
But then reward yourself. If you did, like yesterday, I did a 1.5 hour gym session, and then I ran for half an hour after that. But then I had ramen for lunch, and I ordered extra noodles because what
I
the
saw
heck,
the
right?
post.
I mean, what the heck? You deserve it. Why deprive yourself?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you deserve it, really.
Live life. Yun, live life.
But going back to the looking good and feeling good, I mean, I'd like to share, like, I learned how to put on makeup before I didn't. So I didn't know. I didn't even bother. I didn't even bother, right? But you learn that you have to look good for yourself. You learn how to choose clothes that suit you.
Nakaka-distress kaya when you put on makeup? Like,
Yeah.
if I want to just relax, I put on makeup. It's weird, no? Because for some people, pag hindi marunong mag-makeup, it's very stressful.
But for some,
for us,
it's
it's like,
therapeutic.
nagkikilay ka na. Yun lang objective mo sa buhay. Magpantay sila.
Yeah, kilay is
It's
life.
distressing.
During days when you feel down, just put on red lipstick. Just automatically you'll feel better.
And also, if you wear pink, you look healthier, even though
Really?
totoo.
Okay, I should do that.
Yeah, it's a study na it really helps. I think the glow, the
Of the color.
of the color makes your skin more
So for example, Kiara,
radiant.
look good, feel good, because you're a performer. You're on stage. So what would you do to, enhance how you look?
Well, I actually go to the gym I think thrice a week.
Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot.
But I just started, so what I do is, yun nga, yung treadmill lang, yun muna eh. And a little workout for my lower body. Yan. And then I jog too. Because that helps our voice. meron ding vocal technique na kapag nagjo-jog ka, isasabay mo yung breathing. So,
Wow, two in one. So,
you hit two birds with one stone by jogging. Yeah.
I remember when we were practicing for competitions, may isa daw na team, kwento lang naman, I didn't see them personally, na habang nagvo-vocalization nga, nagpo-push-ups, nagjo-jog, talagang, parang
Kasi
sa pitch perfect lang din
it helps
siguro.
the lungs.
Parang si Manny Pacquiao, di ba? He goes
Uphill.
Maybe kaya
Uphill.
magaling siya kumanta. I mean, because he probably has a strong core,
Oo
right?
naman, wag na nating tanungin. Strong kaya core mo? Talaga yun, oo. So, it helps nga.
It helps with your voice and
Oo.
And the overall feeling of being happy, you can do things much better.
Ay ako, I normally get invited to perform and then there's an interactive portion just right after the performance. And there are moments talaga na hinihingal ako kasi galing siya sa mga shimmy,
so
you're
how does that
shaking your
go?
hips.
Maybe you can explain how
Yeah.
that looks like.
Sometimes, which one? The shimmy?
When you host, and there's an interactive
Ready na po
portion.
ako eh. But the shimmy, okay. Yun, so what happens is we perform belly dance or if not, it's just a modern dance Zumba style. So I need to speak while dancing.
Oh, that's tough. Yeah.
And minsan talaga, I just make it candid. Pag talagang hinahabol ko yung hininga ko, sinasabi ko na, sandali lang po, hinihingal po ako. Natatawa naman sila because it's understandable.
Yes.
Ba't ako hinihingal? But I want to avoid that. So I really need to exercise nga so that immediately after performing, I can speak without the need to do that, to catch my breath.
So that's cardio. That's more of cardio, right? More than strength.
Cardio training.
More than strength
Yes.
training.
So that's another aspect of fitness then. So we have balance, strength, flexibility, and ayan, lahat mobility, and ano yung last na sinabi? Cardio.
Because when I started with yoga, so I've been doing yoga for about 7 years, 6-7 years, but I was always big. Right? But the only thing I had going for me was that I was very flexible. So people wouldn't, there are a lot of poses that I couldn't do, but I could touch my toes, I could do a split.
So
if you follow me on Facebook, on Instagram, I can make a split.
Lagi siyang nakasplit.
Lagi ako nakasplit. kahit ganun ako kalaki. But that was what I had going for me in my yoga practice. But again, it's a balance of strength, balance, and flexibility. And when I started going to the gym, I became much, much stronger. And I can do a lot of other poses that I never imagined I could do. It really, really helped me. So you can never, that's why, what I'm trying to say is you can't really just stick with one fitness
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
routine.
I always get asked, what is the best fitness class to take or which would work best for me? And there's not one best one. You have to find your own happiness. So ako sa dancing ako, I tried other things like CrossFit, yoga. It really wasn't for me. And it's okay. Because what's important is you keep at it. So, yeah, and if you like badminton, then do badminton,
Or some do
volleyball,
jogging, and it's,
yeah.
helping them de-stress.
Yeah, it's the and speaking of de-stressing, just as important as your physical wellness is also your inner wellness. So let's talk about, I mean, what do you do particularly to improve your inner wellness, which would be your emotional health, your spiritual health? What do you do? Do you take quiet time on yourself? Do you take long walks? I mean, what do you do? For example, Karen, can you share?
Before, when I was younger, I don't have any regimen at all. But when I realized that I needed one, and I started it. So of course, syempre, on the spiritual side, I read the passages for the day, and I reflect on that. And after that, I would take a quiet time just to feel the message. And then, when I started doing small walks, and not really brisk walking, just small walks, and applying mindfulness, if you are familiar with that, it helps you understand that the purpose of your day is to be of service to others. I think that's a big, that creates a big impact on your day, just for the day. You don't need to have a big organization to create impact. Just for yourself, you can start with that. And I think that's one of the things that helped me out.
I'm a very strong believer in mindfulness. Although I admit, I try to meditate or take quiet time, but sa daldal kong to, parang hirap na hirap ako. So sometimes I try to take, 5 minutes, and I would actually set my timer. I would be quiet for 5 minutes, and it's nerve-wracking. It drives me nuts. But the more you know you need it, because when so much is going on in your head, like Jill also said, how do I do all these things? Because my schedule's always full. But that the more you need to settle down and be quiet and dump everything out of your mind. Sometimes I would listen to those meditation music, but sometimes the best is really to have total silence. I remember I used to have this period of my life where in the car I would not listen to music at all. So I would have, let's say if you're stuck in traffic, right? 1 hour of total silence, and that really helps me. Although nangyayari para minsan ang lalim ng iniisip mo, but the trick really is to learn how to not think of anything at all. So if anyone wants to look it up, there are a lot of
that's something I think I need to learn pa.
Yeah, so look it up on YouTube. There are a lot of teachers or guided meditation. It really helps. I think in our workshop, you just graduated from the workshop, usually the fundamentals of hosting. So we usually have a portion there which takes you back at the beginning, because you realize when, especially us, our line of work has something to do with
talking, voice. Maingay. Parties, events.
There's so much noise.
Can you remember when you were beginning the process of practicing meditation or just a quiet time? Kahit na you would want to, you don't want to talk, there's someone inside that keeps on talking and you have to shut it off.
That's actually called the monkey mind. But what you have to do, the technique that I was taught is, you don't brush it aside. You have to acknowledge the thought, because I forgot how many tens of thousands of thoughts come through our minds every day. So you have to acknowledge the thought and then let it go. Because if you just brush it aside, babalik at babalik yan.
Definitely. Like in any other case.
With any other emotion, whether it's an emotion, a feeling, a thought, something that's bothering you, or something on your to-do list, you have to take it. Acknowledge
the best.
And let go.
Yeah.
Because you can't let go if you don't acknowledge first.
Yes.
So that goes with anything. This is overall
life coaching na.
No, I mean this goes with anything in life. For example, if you had a difficult situation and it affects your mood, because people ask me, how can you say so positive the whole day? But really, it's about your perspective in life. You take it, things happen, things not so good things happen, but you just have to realize that it's there, but don't let it consume you. There's this principle called non-attachment. So that goes with anything. People, things, emotions.
That doesn't bring you happiness.
Yeah, it doesn't bring you happiness for sure. But then you have to acknowledge that once it comes into your life, lalim, no? Once it comes into your life, it contributes something to who you are.
Yes.
You learn from it, and then you move on and you go on with your happy business. But my problem, this is very practical. My problem when I started out meditation is I always fell asleep. And I think because that was when I was trying to do like a 30-minute guided meditation. So you have to sit very still and then you listen to this recording. Talaga makakatulog ka. It's like I remember I tried doing it like 10, 15 times and never did I not fall asleep. So then I realized maybe this is too much for me. So and then I found this app. You just browse and you'll find something. So I found this app. It's a timer, and then you just start with 1 minute. Start with 1 minute, and then makita mo. But be consistent. Again, just like dancing, just like yoga, just like working out, consistency is very, very important. So if you set the same time every day, start with 1 minute. Maybe after 2-3 days, you can do 3 minutes, up to 5 minutes. And it builds up. And you say, wow, kayang-kaya ko to. I mean, it's just like before. I couldn't even do 1 push-up.
So can you do the 30-minute now?
Totally, maybe not. Maybe not. But, and it's okay. Because really, there are people who call master meditators. But, 5 minutes is really more than enough, because it's more than probably what you would do.
Yeah.
Right? In a day?
Yeah. I actually haven't started that because I don't know. When I try to stay quiet kahit 1 minute. Ang dami talagang nangyayari sa mind ko. So, I'm gonna try it again.
Try that technique where you acknowledge before you let it go.
Listen to it first, and then it will go. Eventually.
Na-email mo na ba?
Yan,
may toilet paper pa ba?
No, it's just like having your email, right? If you have so many things on your inbox na hindi mo nasagot,
Hindi na.
Just acknowledge.
Nandyan lang siya.
hindi ka mapakali Pero pag sinagot mo na, sinend mo na yung reply, it's done.
okay.
Tapos, yeah.
It's done. So those are the different ways and techniques for mindfulness. But anyway, just so assume that we are now in a healthier place than we were, let's say, a year ago, 2 years ago. How has it changed how you actually relate to other people? Karen, from the time that you had that, because our journeys, whether it's through your voice, through the techniques of dancing, being a better dancer, or losing weight, it's a journey. You start from point 0, and then you have a trigger, and then you go on, and then you get to that point where you're much better. So how has it changed from how you would relate to people before and now?
From the top of my head, I can recall one session during the workshop where we were grouped under Mike Acuna. And before we started, I confessed something that every time that I'm with people, na-intimidate ako, people that are prettier or wiser, or someone na I see on TV, and then automatically I can see them face to face na tumitiklop ako. And then Mike Acuna told me that you're a phoenix. So it took me a while to understand that. And he explained it naman eventually.
Ano explanation?
Sige, explain more.
You're afraid of other phoenixes. Sayang, later we can ask him the context of that phoenix thing. But it has improved over the years. Siguro not really last year, pero when I was younger, mas makapal yung mukha ko. Pero eventually, when you grow older, medyo nalilimitahan ka na. And then, this year, I made it a choice. I made a choice na kailangan you go out of your comfort zone. I have a teacher before, a professor, who is a life coach, and he helped me identify the things that I have to do. So you start here, and eventually after 6 months, I started hosting. Kasi sabi niya, you sing, so you try events hosting. And I did, and I was enjoying myself. So eventually, nagbe-build up din. Talagang ipupush mo yung sarili mo, because if you don't do anything, you won't get anywhere. Yeah. So same with anything in our lives, physical man yan, spiritual, or anything.
So it's really about building self-confidence, right? So when you build self-confidence, then you feel you can do anything. Sometimes you feel, that's why people sometimes say, sobra naman to, parang masyado namang overconfident. But then you hope that you can exude a certain positive energy that people can pick up on. You know, speaking of which, so we'd like to greet again people on Facebook. We have here Richard Salas, Jess Peralta, Laarni. I think Laarni knows you.
Yes,
Laarni.
My friend from Singapore.
Yes, and also my friends Mikey and Shano. Hello, good morning. And
Miss Bianca, hi.
Hello.
From Cambodia, mga ibang countries.
Wow,
iba-ibang
Talagang kinulit ko sila.
Yes, because HI Media is live on we're live on Facebook, and we're also live on YouTube, and also on the HI Media website. Yeah. So again, we're talking about fitness and health, and I'm here with our guests Jill, Kiana, and Karen. So far, I think we've talked about where we were, where we are, and where we want to be. But I'd like to share probably my own personal experience, because I've been doing a lot of these social media kind of posts, writing articles also about my journey. And I think it's when you realize that your journey is, of course, it has to start from yourself, from realizing that you're worth it and you need to care for yourself. But then when you realize that there are people who look to you for inspiration. I mean, I don't want to say naman, but hi to everyone. Hi to all my friends who are so supportive who have been so supportive of my journey. I just like to say, because I get so many PMs like in a week from people who are. I have about 2,000 Facebook friends. I mean, these are Facebook friends, acquaintances, not just followers that I've never met. And they would send me messages like, thank you for posting that workout, because then it reminded me of going to the gym. So again, I'd like to so I have a group of friends where I remind, did you work out today? So it helps them because they feel like may kasama sila. May karamay sila, and that they can do it, because really I was probably really a lost cause na, and it's when people believe that you can do it, then you say, okay, I can't, because now it's not just about you.
Yeah.
Because people are looking at you na
so you can't fail them.
Yes.
I can't fail them. The pressure is there. Like they say, oh, parang mas mukha kang payat sa picture, bakit sa personal? But then it puts positive pressure on me, because then I have to show people that you can do it, right? I mean, now maybe we have this plateau. So if anyone who's ever gone through a weight loss journey, there's that infamous plateau. So right now I'm at my plateau, but I'm enjoying it because I'm much better off now, weight-wise or body-wise.
And self-confidence. Kitang-kita naman that you're really confident right now.
Hindi naman over. But anyway, we'll continue this discussion after this commercial break.
Ito ang DZRJ 8:10 AM. H-Rai Media, ang himpilan ng bawat Pilipino.
I go inside my room and what is it I see? Isang daga that's staring right back at me. I run into the kitchen and there before my eyes an ape is on the table trying to steal my french fries. I turn around facing the wall, parang alikabok. Oh my, it's Anay as I take a closer look. And what's the flying object? Parang ako ay kinagatla mo pala ang culprit. I need help ASAP.
Nakaipis Anay lamok, nakaipis Anay lamok. Dahil mapekon 5677378 5677378 5677378 5677378 Mapicon.
Dial Mapicon 5677378.
You're in control with Mapicon.
Deliver. Stand out and be the best with 8-Try Media Pro Incorporated. Your way to infinite possibilities.
RJ 8:10 AM. 8-Try Media, ang himpilan ng bawat Pilipino. Kayo'y nakikinig sa DZRJ 8:10 AM. 8-Try Media, ang himpilan ng bawat Pilipino. This program is brought to you by 8-Try Media Pro Incorporated.
So we're back. We have a
special person.
So we have my co-host here on board for the last half hour of the show. Welcome. Good morning. Please introduce yourself.
Good morning.
The late sleepyhead.
The late Mike Acuna. Hello, guys. Hello,
okay,
hello.
so Mike, actually, we were talking about, part of being healthy is wag magpuyat.
Yes. Actually, yes. Wag magpuyat. Pero may mga pagkakataon talaga na hindi mo may iwasan yun. Of course, being in the line of work, diba, that we are in, may mga times talaga na kumbaga may word dyan may yung tatahi ka talaga, raratrat ka lagari, di ba? Term natin yun kaya
So lumagari ka kagabi, Mike?
Lagari yan kagabi. Hi nga pala sa mga
naiintindihan namin, Mike.
Kaya ba yung boses ko ngayon? Hi sa mga sa mga kaibigan natin sa Palacio de Maynila at saka sa Acustica Bistro and Lounge.
Yes.
Andun ako kahapon.
Okay, so that's the explanation.
Nanonood ako kanina.
So that's the explanation for Mike joining in at this portion. So tamang-tama ang pasok mo. So actually, just to bring you up to speed, we've been talking about, a lot of it is about the voice, right? Because Kiana was sharing about how she lost her voice actually for 3 months.
Yeah, napanood ko yun. I was actually tuned in on my way here, and I was listening to her story, parang yung sinasabi mo kanina na parang so bed rest ka lang nun, wala ka talagang ginagawa.
I had a day job nun, so wala
Yes,
akong
that's what
choice.
helped, right? Uh-huh.
No, it didn't help. It worsened
shoot.
actually
Okay.
kasi yun nga, kasi I still needed to talk every day. Hindi ko nasunod yung advice ni ENT na huwag magsalita. So,
Kaya tumagal siya ng
tumagal
3
siya ng ganun.
So Mike, as a voice artist and as a vocalist and as a former DJ,
Yes.
did you ever lose your voice?
Thankfully, hindi. Never pa. Parang si Tony Bilaro. Hi, Tony. Hindi nawawala ng boses yan, si Tony. Pero ang sa akin, if there was a time, kung meron nagkakasakit man talaga ako, ang nangyayari sa akin is talagang sumasakit yung lalamunan ko. There were times na, I mean, it's gross having to listen to this, but they infect yung lalamunan ko. And, it leaves me unable to work for days, and isang araw lang nawawalan ka ng trabaho, malaking bagay yun.
Yes.
Malaking bagay yun. So, ayun, parang sa akin, I learned gradually to take care of my voice na this guy, alam mo yun, this gift from God is not gonna be with me forever. I had to realize that. I'm not Superman.
Pinahiram lang sa atin.
Yes.
Lahat ng ito, actually.
You have a responsibility to take care of your body and all the other faculties that come with your body,
You
right?
said it, Anna.
Yeah.
You said it.
So I think another reason why we invited Mike here is to talk about his other journey.
Yes, my other journey.
Yes.
His transformation.
So, because we showed my picture.
Oh,
my
okay.
before and after pictures.
I was gonna
so I
ask
think-
if they've already asked I've shown my picture.
No, because we wouldn't talk about you without you here. So now we'd like to bring up a before and after picture
Oh, my
of
goodness.
Mr. Mike Acuna.
Yes.
So to all of Mr. Mike Acuna's fans and followers,
Wow.
ito ang
journey.
Ito ang itsura niya nung araw.
Yes, toing.
Toing.
Toing. Ayan, andyan. Ayan.
Okay, so
Wow.
Mike, maybe you can...
Teka lang, unfair.
Okay, so...
Ba't yung picture mo, ganito lang talaga?
Oo, kasi ganito eh.
Dahil sobrang laki dito sa ilalim.
Yes. Kasi ganito eh. This is really personal to me. It's been a while since I've talked about this. I only opened this up to friends of mine whom I've known for a really long time, and you guys are family. So, aligning myself with the topic, this was back in 2009.
So mga 19 ka nun.
Ay, grabe! Thank you, Thank you. 25 lang ako ngayon eh. I was going through, you know what breakups do to you?
Yeah. Ito.
Hindi ko alam.
Si Ana.
Hindi ko alam.
Si Ana.
Natutong mag-makeup.
Di ba? Gumanda. Nagmahal na saktan. Nagpaganda. Nag-yoga.
Gumanda talaga.
Yeah.
So, yun yung nangyari ang nangyari sa akin, I was going through a bad breakup. And, I found myself eating red velvet cake every other day.
Sarap.
Na-fixate ako kasi yun yung pagkain na kinakain namin ng ex ko. Favorite na.
So it's really an emotion. It was an emotional. You were emotionally eating.
Yes.
It was stress eating. Right?
Yes.
Eating your
That's it. That's what it is. Oo, parang ano eh. What do you call this? You have this after a breakup pala. You find yourself looking at your stuff. Kahit yung gamit lang, di ba? You find yourself looking at stuff and saying, minto eh. Ito yung love letter na ginawa niya para sa akin. Yun, di ba, ganun?
Oh, so sa'yo naman yung sa red velvet cake.
Yun yung sa red velvet cake. And mind you, I wasn't sharing. I was finishing every cake ng buo in 2 days, and I was buying every other day. And then there was one morning when my father nakaramdam na siya. Sabi niya gano'n sa akin, this is a really like a private conversation between me and my father. Sabi niya gano'n sa akin na, why are you destroying yourself?
Pahingi ng background music para kayo.
Oo nga, wala bang
applause.
Para mas makapag-emote ako.
Private moment.
Hindi ako marunong.
Yes. Why are you destroying yourself? So that was really a wake-up call for me. You know what I mean? Na parang, nga no, dami pa nagmamahal sa akin. Isang tao lang naman yun nawala.
It was like your trigger kanina.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's always a trigger.
Siya gumanda.
Oo.
Ikaw lumobo.
Ako lumobo.
Baliktad.
Oo. Tapos tinuturuan pa ako ng father ko nun. You have those sauna suits, right? But he did something else. He cut out holes out of a garbage bag. Tapos pinasuot niya sa akin.
DIY sauna suit.
DIY sauna suit.
And anong pinagawa
Sabi
sa'yo?
niya he woke me up at every day, 5 in the morning. Mind you, my dad is what? He was in his 70s, early 70s nung time na yun. Pero mas madalas pa siyang tumakbo kaysa sa akin. Nagbe-brisk walking pa yan, tapos nagda-dumbbells pa yan. Mas fit yan sa akin eh. Ayun, so Nomar Acuña. Ayun, idol ko yan eh. Ayun, yun yung naging journey ko. Tapos there was with this other trip that me and my father did to the hospital, to our doctor, si Dr. Holgado, and he said, ang problema nyo lang dalawa. Actually, malaking problema to sa ating mga Pilipino. Kasi nakatahi sa culture natin yung kanin. Right? So ang iwasan lang natin is sabi sa akin simple carbs, rice, bread, pasta, potato.
So lahat ng masarap.
Pero yun yung
lahat ng masarap eh. Totoo. Pero ito yung naging challenge sa akin ni Dr. Holgado. Sabi niya ganoon sa akin, Michael, ninong mo ko sa binyag, 'di ba? Sabi, opo tito ha. Whips out his wallet, brings out 15,000 pesos. Sabi niya ganoon sa akin, ito Michael, yan yung utang ko sa'yo. Sabi ko, thank you tito. Teka lang. Gagawin mo 2 weeks. Anong araw ngayon? Thursday po. Okay, 2 Thursdays from now, iwasan mo yung rice, bread, pasta, potato. Kapag hindi ka nag-lose ng 30 pounds, wala pang gym to Pag hindi ka nag-lose ng at least 30 pounds in 2 weeks, sa'yo na yung pera. So I went back there, 2 Thursdays, hindi ko alam kung masaya ako, malungkot ko, binabalik ko na yung pera.
Hindi mo kinaya.
Pero hindi naman niya nakinuha. Pero I lost about 32 pounds in 2 weeks. Wow. Some would say it's drastic. True, it is drastic. Baka na magugulat yung katawan mo. Tatanungin mo, anong kinakain mo? I eat everything except rice, bread, pasta, potato. What can you eat? You can eat meat. I eat pork actually. You can eat chicken, fish, gulay. Mga kaibigan, napaka-importante ng gulay. Take it from me, I'm not a vegetable lover per se, pero na-realize ko yung importansya ng gulay kasi it keeps your body hydrated. It's just, the best things packed into like the one. Kapag kumakain ka ng gulay, kahit salad, magandang bagay yan.
Yeah. So that's the importance. I was sharing earlier that for me it's also started with food, and then I followed it up with exercise, because parang the food will also only get you so far. But for me, the big trigger was the big contributor for me to losing weight was quitting sugar.
Sugar, no?
So no dessert, no red velvet.
Do you have a sweet tooth?
Very. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So whatever
So,
those
sobrang
frappuccinos, I used to have that every day.
Wow.
But now no more. I only drink water, and I'm a corny na akong kasama.
May replacement ka ba doon sa mga tinitake mong sweets dati?
No.
Like dark chocolate, kanyan?
Well, now I do, but at the start for about 3-4 months, totally zero. Totally zero. And then I guess you just avoid it. Don't keep it in your your
kaya pala nung
fridge.
nag-Starbucks tayo, ako pinakain mo ng tsokolate.
Tikman mo ito, masarap. Sabi, masarap to.
Anong kinain mo?
Ha?
Nothing.
Wala.
Nothing. Dinaan lang niya kami sa Starbucks. That was after, I think, Hacienda Isabela. Right?
Sabi
And then,
Starbucks. Sabi, tikman mo to, masarap. Dark chocolate
God.
ng Starbucks.
She knows the best.
But what I do is I have other people na lang enjoy it. Like, I like to cook. I really love to cook. So, have you come over?
I have.
Okay.
I have.
So when you come over to me, so I have an invitation. Please come to my house. I love to cook. So I learned na imbes na ako kumain, ibang tao na lang pakainin ko, 'di ba? Para ibang tao yung makinabang, masaya. So even dessert, everything, I'll cook everything for you. Yeah. So it's very important what you put into your body. So your technique was to avoid simple carbs, because that's the first thing Kiana asked me, do I eat rice? I said, yes, I eat. You know that I eat rice, right?
Yes.
But it's about the quantity and the quality of your food.
Totoo yan.
Like I totally get the eating salad. Medyo corny pero kailangan eh. So right now, lately I've been eating, bibili ka ng salad na naka-pack, but I'd have half of it with my meal. Para may balance, 'di ba? Hindi yung puro karne lang, tsaka fried chicken, and rice, para lang may pang-balance, and you start to feel better about yourself actually.
Yeah. Kasi
ako luckily, mahilig ako sa salad at saka sa vegetable. So
from the get-go,
mahilig talaga ako. So kapag buffet, I would go to the appetizers, and I don't even visit the main
The main
course section.
Wow.
So that's my.
But back
how
to
you maintain.
I guess so.
Yeah, back to rice. I mean, those people who have known me for a while, I went through a phase. This is my phases. I went through a phase for 2 years. I didn't eat rice.
2 years.
2 years of no rice. But my motivation then wasn't to lose weight. It was more of, I'll just prove to myself that I can quit eating. Because at the time I was so big and I was just kahit ano wala ka ng care. So it's just more of a mindset kind of a thing that I could. So that's why the quitting sugar, for 2 years. That's why the quitting sugar, when I decided to quit sugar, I realized I could do it because I did it before with rice. And then now, I'm kind of cheating a bit. But sayang diba?
Doesn't hurt.
May YOLO factor na yan eh. So
honestly, you should enjoy food and life.
Yes.
And just exercise a lot. That's what I do. I eat a lot when I need to. If I'm craving for something, I listen to my body. Gusto niya na maalat, sige, bigyan ko, or something sweet. But I exercise every day.
That's what I do
Nice.
too.
Yeah.
I don't starve
Exercise.
myself. I eat not naman whatever I want to eat, but yun nga, sabi ni Ana, balanced.
Yeah.
And then if I think I kind of overate, then I go to the
Workout.
gym the following day.
Yeah. Ayun, see, it's really important for you to take care of your body. Actually, I just saw it. I didn't mean to I didn't mean to kind of... Nakita ko lang yung comment. Kasi
That's
kanina,
actually my father-in-law.
hello po. To, anong name niya?
Vic.
sabi ni
Sir Vic.
father-in-law.
And one of your friends said, sana kita daw yung katawan ko dun sa before
tayo.
and after pictures.
And then yung after lang.
Hindi, yung sa before and after lang.
Oo,
Sa before and
sana
after.
no?
Kaya lang kasi, ladies and gentlemen, when you get to that point, I'm not sure, if a lot of people would be able to relate, pero when you get to that point when you realize that, oh man, I'm not treating myself well, you look at yourself and say, this is not the version of myself that I wanted. That's where I was in that picture.
So you never had pictures of yourself na whole body. It's
Yes.
always up to here.
Remember, that's what I was
Always.
saying. I was saying, because I was
As much as
saying,
possible, hindi ako nagpipicture.
yeah, I was saying, if you look at my Instagram feed nga before, I would have no pictures of myself. Only if I have to take pictures with my kids or with family.
Yeah.
Otherwise, kaya lahat ng mga before and after pics ko may nakakrop. Kasi it's never just me. And really at a certain point, mandidiri ka na sa itsura mo. I mean,
Talaga magugustuhan.
looks, the thing is, there's a very fine line, right? Because you don't want to say that looks matter.
Yes.
Because in truth, it shouldn't. It should be what's inside you that counts.
Totoo.
But it's the fact that you got to that point, and why did you get to that point?
Yes.
Not the fact that you're big. It's not the fact. It's more of na pabaya ka. Bakit ka nagpapabaya?
Oo, kahit hindi mo aminin sa sarili mo, alam mo in your mind, in your heart of hearts, 'di ba? Na you have this perfect vision of yourself.
Yes.
Na 'di ba? 'Di ba? May version ka ng
And
sarili
then
mo na
yung
gusto mo
nakikita
marating.
mo, hindi
It's not that,
nag-agree.
yeah.
Walang consistency dun sa
Diba?
naiisip mo na body type mo.
Right, like you look at yourself and say, "Shoot, what did I do?" Paano ako nakarating what happened, 'di ba? Parang ganoon yung nangyayari. Pero we're not trying to make this all about,
Pero
about
alam
looks
nyo,
or
gusto ko kayong palakpakan dalawa.
Sa journey.
Yeah, really.
Very
As in, I'm
inspiring.
listening to the both of you, and it's
It
hard
is.
because it's
Because I
not
think you
just
can never
physical.
imagine being that.
But really, it's not just physical; it's emotional.
Nasabi mo sa akin natin,
mental.
Jill, di ba? Parang minsan talaga sa genetics, it's not, being healthy is not all about losing weight, ha? Kasi meron din mga tao na who are trying to gain weight. Yung mga
Apebon.
apebon na, pero ganun pa rin yung weight nila. Pero si Ate Jill, what you do is you stick to a good diet, right?
I try to, but
And you dance, di ba?
I dance a lot.
You dance
yun na
a lot.
talaga yun, like sometimes 3 hours a day. So,
Kung hindi ka pa naman pumayat noon.
oo. So I believe that that's the key
Yes.
for my own body type, because for some people they need to diet, they need to take out rice para may effect yung pagpapapayat nila. So it really depends on each person's physical genes, I guess.
And how your body responds to different types of lifestyle modifications. For
That's
example,
right.
kung if it's about sleep, like Jill was saying, she does 20 hours of sleep.
That was my record.
So I think I'm gonna sleep for 3 days, and if I get, what's your waistline, Jill? What's your waistline?
Mga 24.
Oh,
Ay,
wow.
Sleep and be thin. Mga ganun.
But you know, can I
Hindi na
just
kumain
share?
eh.
Can I just share? It's when I started losing weight. So these past 6 months, I went from a size 16 pants. So that's like what, almost 40, 38 waistline, to now I'm about a 30.
Yay!
31.
Papunta na sa 29.
Yeah, papunta na sa 29. And you know, I was saying to myself, wow, ganito pala itsura na may bewang. Parang nawala siya kasi dati parang pabilog. But,
Totoo yun, totoo yun. Pag finalo nyo siya sa Anna the Super Shopper at saka sa Manila Loves Yoga, may kita nyo po yung transformation
niya
niya,
na nakaganon, no?
ni Anna.
Yung parang
ganyan.
pagganon sa pool.
Speaking of which, I'd like to greet my friend Mikey Navarro from ABS-CBN, who's my stylist and my director sa mga photo shoot.
Hi Tokayo, Mikey.
Hello.
Yan. Sana mag-TMC ka rin.
Good friend ko yan si Mikey. Hi also to, let's greet some other people who are logged in on Facebook.
Yes.
So we have here June Saberon. Hello, Sir June. I'd like to see your fitness journey. My cousin Rihanna, and my cousin Rihanna is such an inspiration because she's a yoga instructor.
Yes,
you know
I know
Rihanna,
her.
right?
Yeah.
So imagine, so she's already relatively slim and trim, but then she started also a strength training journey with plyometrics. So we go to the same gym. So hi to Coach John Aquino.
Hello, Coach.
Hi, Coach. So she found herself stronger. So it doesn't mean that you think you're healthy na hanggang dun ka lang.
Yes.
You can always go to the next level, right? So that's the inspiring. That's something I have to say about that.
I think that's the idea. It's to actually keep pushing, keep moving forward, right? It's not to avoid being complacent in all aspects of your life. I think kasi yun yung marirealize mo when you actually stay in that rut, when you stay in that place and you feel just, you know, may sense of inadequacy talaga eh. Hindi ka talaga, ay parang sinasabi mo yung sa sarili mo na you're not enough.
Always not enough.
Yeah.
Inner critic, like what we were talking about earlier.
Right.
You can share more about being an inner critic.
Excuse me,
Go ahead.
There's a question. On our Facebook Live feed. It says, but what kind of initiative should one have to be able to pursue that kind of effort as shared by Anna and Mike?
Okay.
So what kind of initiative?
Papa.
What I would advise with anything na ina-ambition mo or gusto mo marating, you have to have a visual board. You have to have a board kahit saan, kahit gaano kalaki, kahit gaano kaliit sa bahay mo, and then put the things that you want in life there. And then, for example, if you're to zoom in on your fitness, I don't know, it might sound crazy, it might sound very...
So who's on your vision board?
Ha?
Who's on your vision
Dati
board?
nilagay ko katawan ni Derek Ramsey.
Okay, so ngayon.
Ngayon?
Tapos nilagay ko yung mukha ko. Tinanggal ko yung mukha ni Derek Ramsey.
If it works, diba?
It does. And it does. Kasi we are visual beings eh.
Yes.
We are beings na capable of taking in stimuli, and then it's really what you feed yourself. Hindi lang yung pagkain, pero sa araw-araw na ginagawa mo, it's how you motivate yourself. So what I have is a visual board sa bahay. I put there a big house. I put there a Lamborghini na pula. I put there yun nga, yung katawan ko na si
mukha ng iba. Mukha mo.
Mukha ko, katawan ni Derek Ramsey.
Okay.
Pero kung pwede lang magpakita ng mga shirtless na photos dito. Lumabas talaga yung abs ko. This was what? 2 years ago. 2 years ago, when I was actively doing radio, sabi ko, wow, hindi pa ako nag-workout noon. I was just, doing, anong tawag doon, yung body weight exercises. That's what I did. And I minsan napapatigil ako right after I work out and say, man, wow, I look like this now. I'm proud of myself. It's not about trying to look like anyone else. No. It's trying to look like and feel like the best version of you.
Yes, and I think, Mike, what I want to point out there, it's not about being vain either.
Exactly.
Because sometimes you have to understand, for people who have gone through this journey, they came from such a low place of zero or negative self-esteem.
That's true.
So you have to tap into why the question is, how can you get started or get motivated, right? You have to have a purpose. So a vision board, like what Mike was talking about, that's a goal. Meaning you have to have a goal. Your purpose has to be very clear to you. So if it was for me, and I had this conversation with my office mates one time over lunch. So anong target mo? I said, alam mo, target ko lang makasuot ng size 8 na pants. Di na, size 6 na. Gawin mo na size 6. Sige, todo ko na. Sabi ko, but it was so far, just what probably Derek Ramsey in your mind, that is so far. But you have to really have that goal. It could be a vision board, something visual. It could be something very tangible. Like for me, it's really a pair of pants that I really want to fit into. But whatever it is, you have to have a purpose. You have to have a goal. Right?
How about how about the rest? I mean, what do you do like to be able to maintain, or what did you do to maintain and to get to that point where you are right now, where you're
healthy
pleased with yourself and healthy most of all?
I shared earlier that I jog at least 3 times a week.
Wow.
So,
gano'ng katagal yun? Yung per session?
And
Whoa.
Mike Kiana was saying, because you sing and Kiana also sings, she said it helps her in her singing.
Stamina.
So mag-jogging ka na. Mag-jogging ka na mamaya.
Oo nga, mamaya. Sakto.
Actually, we have 3 singers and 1
dancer and 1 talker. That's
one
my
super
talent.
shopper.
Yeah, so with that, we'll continue the conversation. We're almost done, but we'll be right back.
Ito ang DZRJ 8:10 AM. H-Rai Media, ang himpilan ng bawat Pilipino.
Welcome to Maldives!
Choice Award 2017 for Best Company of the Year goes to Pedro Enterprise Philippines.
Thank you very much. I am out of words. I will not commit the mistake of not saying thank you to everybody who has helped Front Row along the way. I am so proud that we are Front Row. Thank you very much.
Front Row! Best Company of the Year!
Kayo'y nakikinig sa DZRJ 8:10 AM. H-Rai Media, ang himpilan ng bawat Pilipino.
This program is brought to you by 8-Tri Media Pro Incorporated.
And we're back. So we're almost at the end of our show. It's been a very interesting conversation. So this is the Microphone Club radio show, and we're talking about health and fitness with Mike Acuna, Karen, Kiana, and Jill. So it's 10:46. We have about 15 minutes to go.
15 minutes, yes. We know how to maximize 15 minutes.
Yes. We can talk. I mean, we're so sorry. So again, we're all feeling professional events. Professional and aspiring events hosts. So
we all are, yeah.
That's why I think we're given a 2-hour slot, because we can just go
on and on.
On and on.
Talking is what we do for a living.
That's right.
Yeah. So again, we are talking about
in fitness and in health,
having a purpose and motivation.
Yun.
Something interesting. Of course, we're talking about triggers, right? So of course, for me, the trigger initially was also a bad breakup, and it was also, I would go to the gym and the soundtrack would be, what's that song? Shout out to my ex. But after a while, that's just what gets you started. It's really only a trigger. Then when you realize it's not about someone else, but it's actually about you. You get the feedback, you feel better about yourself, you start to realize that you really deserve it and you can do this. So it really becomes more about being the best version of yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. And before you came in, Mike, we were also talking about mindfulness and having a
ko yan.
positive outlook, and how important that also is, because they're saying, oh, when they saw me parang I was so cheery and positive and whatever, and then Jill said,
yeah, you never see her
frowning
lethargic or ano.
Walang kape pa yan, ah.
Wala pang
Yeah, grabe ka.
Yeah. Natulog naman ako eh. No, but anyway, it's very important, and that shows you, even if someone is so sexy, payat, pero bugnutin naman siya. What does it tell you? Right?
Yeah, it says a lot
happy.
about. Yeah.
Kasi may inner happiness. And I always tell my students, I just like to share it with you, that comparison is the death of joy.
Yes.
You really cannot compare yourself. Height, hair,
Ay, totoo yan.
skin,
Everyone is unique.
body type, yon.
I
but,
agree with you.
But
I
most
agree with
people become sad because of that. Because
Yes.
they want to be
like
the other
people.
person.
Right.
So, yun lang. Be the best version of yourself. That's the best advice we can give to our listeners and viewers.
I really, really believe in that, because, and you have to, when you say you have to be the best version of yourself, it implies that you have to always keep improving. That's why, as with my story earlier, that, you know, payat na and all, pero you can still be more fit. So you can develop yourself, not just about your physical appearance, but
Right.
your mind.
Overall,
For example, how many books do you read, Mike? I know you read a lot.
I
so-
I like to read that. You'd always find me with a book.
During the workshop, we saw him reading the speed reading.
Yeah, speed reading. Accelerate by Wade Cutter. Yun yung yung books kasi iba yung e-books, tapos iba yung
Actual
the tactile
book.
feel
Yeah.
of
The smell.
paper.
Actually, the smell.
Yeah. So sa akin kasi mahilig na kasi talaga ako magbasa. Yung sister ko, si Ate Con, binili niya ako dati ng encyclopedia. Yung mga Charlie Brown.
Isang set.
Yung mga yung mga nag-house to house.
Yung parang tell me why, yung mga ganyan. All random facts.
Yeah, so I got fascinated.
Choose your next adventure.
Yun,
Nalala
iba
mo
pa
yun?
yun. Yes, totoo. Favorite ko yan. I even read Archie. Pero now, I'm more into self-help books. And that's exactly what I think a lot of people
Need.
and should be doing. It's helping themselves. Kasi yun nga eh, parang when we say na sige, we have a vision board, and ako ang gusto ko katawan ni Derek Ramsey, yung gusto kong maging katawan, 'di ba? I'm not saying that I want to be like him. It's just that you need someone to pattern yourself after. Diba? Parang you have to use a model. Right? And that's going to be your foundation. Now, once you get to that point A, which is your point A, point B pala. Kasi ngayon yung point A mo, and when you get to that body, that's going to be your point B. Now, what's going to be your next challenge? It's not all about reaching there and then stopping and then becoming complacent. Hindi dapat ganun eh.
I guess it helps that after you reach your point B, now the next step is how you could help other people reach their point B.
True.
Also.
Totoo yun.
Yes.
Totoo yun.
So keep inspiring people by posting selfies
Yun.
or kahit about anything about healthy food.
No, and even trying to, when you develop yourself through reading and things like that, it's also doing things that you never did before. Like when I tried belly dancing, people...
It was for 3 hours, that belly dance workshop. It's no joke.
People would never imagine, Ana, nag-belly dance ka? Oo, bakit ba? Like, when I had so I'd like to greet my yoga guru, Mr. Al Galang. He said, wow, Ans, kumanta ka? Yeah, kumanta ako. And no one can ever imagine.
When it happened, when both things happened.
Lakas loob lang, di ba? But I mean, it's about breaking the boundaries you set for yourself.
Totoo.
And stepping out of the comfort zone. That's really important.
Yeah.
And why? Why would you do that? Because you deserve it. And you have to believe that there's someone really better inside. Palalabasin mo lang
Yes,
siya.
definitely.
That's right.
Exactly.
And most of the time, it's going to turn out that it's always been that real you has always been that small voice in your head telling you what to do. Always, kumbaga, trying to appeal to your better judgment or your better nature, and telling you not to play yourself. Don't ever play yourself. And to all the people out there, specifically going through a breakup, and you're not necessarily in
velvet
the best
cake
shape.
right now.
Right.
Red velvet cake.
Don't stay away from bake shops. Hindi, pero ang gusto kong sabihin sa inyo, it's not really sabi ko sa inyo, the payoff does not lie on you losing weight and getting healthier and looking better, and then these people would want you back. Or, you know, you have those people from long time ago, yung mga hakutin mo talaga sa baul ng Facebook mo, and ngayon trying to slip you a DM or a private message. Diba?
May ganun ka?
May ganun ka. Alam ko may ganun ka.
Wala akong ganun.
It's not, listen, don't make it all about that. Don't make that your goal. It is not your goal. What your goal is between you and yourself only. Yun lang yun. They don't have anything to do with that. They're what they do to you or what they kung anong pakay nila sa'yo, it's none of your business. Pero I just wanna stress kung gaano ka-importante yung integrity sa intention mo. Kasi not everyone's gonna be able to realize that right away, but when you do, it's gonna be one of the best things that's gonna happen in your life. I promise you.
Yeah, it's so funny because I was saying when I met the TMC friends, I said, you already met me, I was like this. But then it's so interesting because nga I have people na, okay, maybe Mike, you can answer this also.
Yes.
Paano nag-iba ang tingin ng tao sa'yo nung pumayat ka na? Let me answer it first. Let me answer it my first, because before, parang people say, ay, ang talino mo, or ang bait, si Miss Ana mabait yun.
Ganun lang yung mga
ganun lang. And then ngayon pumayat ako, biglang kakaiba na yung mga adjective na ginagamit sa
Mas dumami na.
Parang, ay, ba't ka naka-short shorts? Bakit? Nag-shorts din naman ako dati. I mean, in a way, you feel guilty because you don't want to think it's about how you look, right? But that's how cruel the world is.
Yes.
And the world really is so cruel. But to Mike's point about you have to really do it for yourself. So this morning, I was early morning at 4 a.m.
I saw you
at 4 a.m. I posted something at 4 a.m. because I was watching this TED Talk. If you know the TED Talks, it's about from Tracy McMillan. So she's a 3-time divorcee, and you know she coaches about relationships, and said the title of the talk is, if you want to look it up on YouTube, is The Person You Really Need to Marry. Because the story is she got married 3 times and had 3 failed relationships until she realized that the person she really need to be committed to was herself. Yeah, so the quote here I put here is, love yourself right where you are. So wherever you are in your journey, embrace it, acknowledge it, right?
Yes.
And take that as your motivation and inspiration para mapalabas mo pa yung best version of you.
That's right. That's right.
Anna, can you just share, talking about stepping out of your comfort zone? I told you earlier, I did host before, but just small stints. That's why I joined the microphone club, because I wanna be better. I wanna get better.
And I'll tell you that's the best thing you did, because the microphone club is the most supportive group. It's our family. I mean, definitely things that you never thought you could do, you end up doing, because you have so much support, love and support from all our fellow members. Alam ni Jillian, yung mga kala mo hindi mo kaya pala.
Nakakanta ka, nakasayaw ka.
Kakanta, nasumasayaw, diba? Or to host. Yeah.
A quick shout out lang pala. It's, speaking of love, no, I saw the last episode that Anna and Mark Richmond ko was in. I'd just like to return the love. Pare, Mr. Mark Richmond ko.
Fan mo yun,
keep killing it. Oh, hindi. I'm a fan of his too.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of yours, and hashtag Kalbo Acoustics forever. Ayan. he's really good. I'm gonna get him for my own wedding in the future.
Yeah.
May vision board.
Nandun si Mark.
Nandun si Mark.
Magaling yan. Saka one of the humblest people I know. As in, he stands tall. I mean, what's his height? Like, he's like 5'8", 5'9".
At such a young age. He's only 19.
Tsaka galing niya magtipid. Diba? Very...
Matuto.
Oo, diba? Galing. Okay, yun.
So that's what also what we love about TMC is that we have mentors, and the mentees themselves are very responsive to the support from their mentor. So, and it's not a formal thing. It's something we really gravitate towards each other, right? On how we support. I mean, how has mentoring helped you Mike, develop yourself.
Sobra. Kasi yun nga, yung sinabi mo kanina, Karen.
Yung Phoenix. Pakikwento nga yung Phoenix.
Oo nga, you were saying
I forgot it already.
No, it's okay. He can pick it up. So,
we are all
share.
The
we are
Phoenix,
all
you were
Phoenixes.
saying that all of us are Phoenixes, and the reason why na tumitiglop ako every time I see someone better, taller, kahit na someone na it's not me, nagkakaroon ako ng
feeling of insecurity.
Yes, definitely.
Yes,
that's the word.
that
So
feeling.
you said that you're a phoenix. All of us are phoenixes, and you're afraid of other phoenixes. And usually, syempre, from Harry Potter, so I already know that phoenixes turn into ashes, and then they are rebirth.
Yes, they were
Reborn.
resurrect.
Yeah, that's
resurrected.
the term.
Yeah. Yun. Totoo yan. Kasi all of us at one point, maybe happening to you right now, but all of us have feelings of inadequacy, that feeling that you're not enough, and others are actually better. And it's really easy. Well, the easiest thing is to accept that part, or to accept that fact, and that's you making it a fact. But other people's opinion of you does not have to be your reality. You know what I mean? I think everyone is a phoenix. You just have to rise above the ashes that you're in right now. Pick yourself up. No one else is going to do it for you. That's the truth. Alam mo yun? And if you're looking for help, seek it in the best way that you can. You yourself know in your heart kung sino-sino yung mga taong gusto mong isurround yung sarili mo with. Pangit ang Tagalog ko. But yes, what I'm trying to say is, I think it's really gonna change your life once you surround yourself with the best people that you can learn from. Kaya ako sinasabi ko, I'm always the most stupid guy in my group kasi I'm surrounded by smart people all the time, and I'm fine with that.
But that's,
Miss Jill.
yeah, so that goes along. You have to also weed out the people who don't serve your
genuine.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to do that. Don't ever be afraid to do that. I mean, it is, it's something that sadly we have to do. Yun talaga. Yes, Ate Jill.
I have something to share.
Go ahead.
When I was younger, I was more insecure, ganon. And then what helped me was I became good in dancing. It became such a unique talent of mine that I could belly dance, and I know a lot of people cannot. So I get less intimidated because in my head, I know that there's something I can do that they cannot.
That's true.
So my message is to keep on honing your talents until you have that one thing that you're really good at, whether it's writing or speaking, and then you will feel less intimidated.
Use that as leverage.
Yeah, it's
to
like
help you improve.
Yeah. Hindi mo naman sinasabi pero alam mo na,
Yeah, totoo. That's you
I
finding
have this
your
one
purpose.
thing that is just for me.
Yes, that's true. That's you finding your purpose.
And with that, I think that's a wonderful way to wrap up our show. But before we do, maybe we can do one last pitch. Maybe you can give one piece of advice for our listeners who want to get started in their journey to being a better person, not just being healthy. And then you can let us know how they can contact you for hosting or any other engagements. Jill, you wanna start?
Thank you for watching and listening. If you want to contact me, you can go to Facebook and search Hosting by Jill, or just Jill Ngo, hashtag Jill Ngo, or I want to be known as the dancing host, PH.
Dancing host. Hindi lang basta-basta kahit anong dance to. Diba? It's something,
ayun, and last words of wisdom for me is comparison is the death of joy. So never compare yourself to anyone else, because we are all living our own stories. We have our own stories to tell. That's what I mean.
Wonderful. Thank you, Jill. And Kiana?
Relating to what Jill said, for me, it's okay to be how do I say it? The most stupid siguro person in the room, because that's how you know that you will get better. Or relating to fitness, you can be the fattest person in the gym, but
at least you're there in the gym.
Yes,
and
you're doing something.
And you're starting out.
Yeah. So you can always be better, the better version in the Microphone Club, the best version of yourself. Well, you can follow me at Kiana Jacinto in Instagram.
Kiana Jacinto on
Thank you,
Instagram.
Kiana. And Karen?
So one thing that I can leave our listeners and viewers, like what Anna mentioned a while ago, the journey begins when we start loving ourselves. Because if we don't have enough love for ourselves, how can we begin anything that could change anything in us or improve our physical or holistic change in ourselves? And another thing that we need to think about is, once we get there, how can we help other people reach the goal or the vision that they have in mind? Lagi na lang tayo mag-iisip how we could be of service to other people.
That's
I think
beautiful.
that's one thing that we have to keep in mind always.
Great. So how can they contact you?
So they can check my Instagram account, Joy Karen Events. Unfortunately, yung page ko, kakagawa lang kagabi. But eventually, I can build it up.
kakagawa din lang kagabi.
Malapit na
Gotta
yan.
start somewhere. Gotta start somewhere.
Okay, Mr. Acuna.
Yes, sa akin, I'd like to thank Pristine Autos Corporation. Contact Johnny Garcia, my friend Johnny Garcia. Also, I'd like to invite everyone this afternoon to the ongoing Before I Do Bridal Fair at Megatrade Hall 1 SM Mega Mall. Don't be a stranger. Punta kayo doon, tapos say hi.
Pa-autograph
I'd
kayo
love
kay Mike
to.
Acuna.
I'd love to shake your hand if you're in the area. I'd like to leave you with these quotes. See, one of my favorites is the philanthropist Tony Robbins, and he's also a motivational speaker.
The big guy.
Yeah, he is. Number one, setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into the visible. Number two, if you do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always gotten.
Yes.
And this is most important for me. This is a gem right here. It is in your moments of decision, that your destiny is shaped.
Wonderful. And how can they contact you?
They can contact me through facebook.com/testmike12. I know it's Mike Test, so it's supposed to be Mike Test 12, kaya lang it was taken. So it's Testmike12. TESTMIKEONETWO. Ang haba.
Yeah, so Mike Acuna here
Work on
is a events host,
Yes.
vocalist,
Yes. DJ.
spinner, DJ, and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jack of all trades. So with that, okay. So
How about you, Anna?
How about
what would you
me?
like to leave our viewers?
it's not any quote from anyone, but just really, really believe in yourself because you're worth it. Just that is at the core why you need to be a better person.
Beautiful.
Because you're worth it. Okay, and with that, if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's
Ang daming
events.
pages.
Just follow me on Events by Anna David.
Events
alright?
by Anna David.
Yeah. And just look me up. But if you're interested specifically on my fitness journey, you can search on Facebook. The page is Strong is the New Sexy by Anna David.
Yes.
So with that, I'd like to thank my co-host Mike and our guests.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Before we end, I just have a little thing to say.
I'd also like to share my Instagram na rin.
Go for it.
Jill Belly Zumba Pilates.
There you go.
Mas mahaba pa.
There you go. So with that, we hope you enjoyed our discussion today. Let's hear more of our interesting topics next Sunday for 2 hours of motivation and empowerment, only here at the Microphone Club radio show. Again, in the name of our founder and producer, the one and only voice master of the Philippines, Pocholo de Leon Gonzalez, we are your hosts, Anna David.
My name is Mike Acuna.
And saying availability is the best ability from Pochology. See you next Sunday, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Ito ang DZRJ 8:10 AM. H-Rai Media, ang himpilan ng bawat Pilipino. Kay Dazer, ang nag-iisang action lady. Sa bago nitong tahanan, DZRJ 8:10 AM.